And welcome back aboard Blur Force One with your boy Mo and your girl Polly. And this is the Supercast. The Supercast, where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media, and that's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all of that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, you know what to do. Get down there and hit like on this video. And welcome to November, everybody. It's the end of superhero fall, I think. In fact, no more superhero stuff.
It's just November.
Yeah, no more superhero stuff for the rest of the year. That's okay. We still got plenty to talk about. There's moving and shaking going on in the world of comic book media. Wonder Man is swiftly approaching. That's coming out in January. I think they just put a teaser out. We are not going to talk about it because I am personally on a blackout of that show until we see it. I got the trailer. I don't need to see anything else, and that's just how I feel about it. So, Polly, I hope you agree with me because I will not be watching
Absolutely.
anything. I will not be watching it. I want to see it.
I'm not gonna say I was the first person who started doing that, but I sure talked about this a lot.
Yeah,
I just watch one trailer and that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's like I think with Endgame, Doomsday, we're probably gonna watch several of them just because it's so huge. But like, I just want to see Wonder Man. So we're not gonna talk about any of the stuff they released leading up to it. We're just gonna
no TV spots, no nothing.
So that's right. So we're heading into the end of the year. I have some ideas for some things we can talk about, like superhero Christmas things. You know, we did. I think we did a Halloween thing. Why not do a Christmas thing? So that's something that we're gonna look into. But we do have some news, and of course our just regular nerdy stuff. So before we do that, you know what we got to do. Polly, thanks for joining me. Happy to see you as always. And what you been up to that's nerdy?
Oh my god. Playing Marvel Rivals. Still trying to get that achievement for Nightmare 4, like the Marvel Zombies. I hate that. I'm not making any progress. We keep trying and we keep like getting to the final boss, which is 2 wonders, and nothing gets screwed. It's not happening. I'm
wait,
already
you said
like
2 wonders. It said and a wanda and a 2 and
two zombie wonders. That's horrible, and they're so annoying. And I don't know. They just released a bunch of new achievements that you can get, like for solo, for passing the solo. I'm not gonna do those. I don't care about those titles or anything. No. I'll be lucky if I get to like the through this Nightmare 4 level at all. But I'm not gonna be mad if I don't. And of course, I have not watched anything superheroes. I did. I did, of course. Fantastic Four came out on Disney Plus, and yeah, definitely. Obviously, I watched it. I enjoyed it again, and it's just an awesome movie. Definitely, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it already. And I did some nerding on a budget. Not a lot, but just some. Yeah. So I was at the store that has this collectible cards, card decks, and I bought this.
Now, what is that?
Theory 11 Superman card deck.
No, it says
Theory 11.
What kind of thing? What kind of game is that?
Well,
Is it just regular?
the playing cards game.
Oh, is it just regular? Oh, I thought it was like a CCG or something like that.
No. They're like regular cards with just Superman design, and not on all characters, but they're, oh my god, retro.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Those are like by Theory 11, which is a pretty famous company that does that. And I saw some Batman cards too. I wanted to buy them, but they were kind of a little bit more expensive than this one. So I didn't. But then another thing, and surprisingly, like this week's Nerding on a Budget is very DC for me, because the second thing I got is this one.
Oh, yeah.
And
nice.
there is, I keep talking about these books a lot, and I always mention that I love them, I enjoy them very much. It's a young adult graphic novels for teenagers, obviously based on famous and well-known comic characters, DC
Mm-hmm.
characters. And this is the second one, the second book in the series. I have not found the first one yet anywhere here, but when I do, I will buy it. I'm really happy that I got that.
Nice.
Really
I
excited.
was actually, you kind of inspired me to look into those books for my daughter, who she
Mm.
likes stories on that level. She really liked Runaway, so I was like, okay, let me find something that's kind of like that, but maybe a little more geared. I mean she's
Closer to
17,
home.
yeah. So I actually am probably gonna buy one. There's I forget what it's called, but it's like three different books in like a little slip cover, and so I was just gonna get that probably
Mhm.
for Christmas. So just get I'm not saying to get her back into reading comics. She dips in and out as she will, but that might be her speed. So you did inspire me to look into that for her. So thank you, I appreciate that. Um,
Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I think like at 17, you're probably ready for more serious comics. These are perfect, in my
maybe
opinion, but I don't remember exactly like what
my
kids think at that age, but this could work for anyone from 13 to 18,
I'm
I
gonna
think.
tell you, my daughter loves Smallville. She just got into Smallville over the last year.
Mm.
Loves Smallville, absolutely.
Oh my
Like
God.
she's like, you gotta watch it, and I'm like, it's too long. I'm not going to. But she loves it. So if it's on that level, and that's the sort of storytelling kind of like stuff, where yes, she will like these sorts of stories. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll see. I'm gonna get it for her, see what she says. But um, so that's your nerding on a budget. I
Yeah.
did I did my nerdy stuff, but not a ton. I've been hella busy. Like you guys have already got cold weather in Serbia. I'm in Florida. We're about to get actual for real cold weather. Like, I guess for you it would be down to zero. For Celsius, I guess for us it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit or below. It's gonna actually be below 32, and that's
We
horrible.
still haven't gotten like zero.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't gotten
Yet.
zero. Where we're supposed to. They have this weather pattern is terrible. It happened last year. It's what made us get snow last year, which is ridiculous in Florida. But I have, as y'all know, I garden. I have a ton of pineapples and other tropical fruit that do not like the cold. So I had to spend most of my free time this week putting my greenhouse up, and I worked on it even today before I came in here to do this. It's a lot of work to keep these things alive. So this is supposed to happen on Monday. I've been doing that, but I did do some nerdy stuff. My daughter and I continue to watch Wednesday season 2. We're about to wrap that up tonight. In fact, gonna wrap up season 2. It's great. Season 2 is awesome. I love it. It's such a good encapsulation of the character in a modern context. Jenna Ortega is like spectacular. Catherine Zeta-Jones is amazing as Morticia. Luis Guzman as Gomez. I just everybody's doing their thing. Emma Myers doing great as Enid. It's so much cool stuff. Really love this show. Also, I went out last night to see Predator Badlands. If you follow me on Threads, you know I've already said it was fucking dope. Let me reiterate, it's fucking dope. It is not a Predator movie in the sense that you are used to. Like if you're used to like, hey, he's hunting down people and whatever. He's kind of like the slasher bad guy that they gotta contend with. No, he's the good guy. The protagonist, if you will. And it's if you like, do you like Kong Skull Island? Avatar. You remember like this guy from another place, and he's a soldier, or but man, he goes to a planet, and the planet wants to kill him, and literally everything on the planet wants to kill. Like it's a super deadly planet, even for a predator. And to see kind of navigate that, kind of like Avatar or whatever, dope. You have Elle Fanning. She plays a character called Thea, which is a synthetic human, and she's on a planet for a reason, but she's half of a synth, kind of being toted around by him to help him navigate the place, and perhaps find out a little bit more about who he is as a person, or Thea is as a person. There's essentially a Jabberwocky monster that he's trying to fight, and it's just amazing. The action, amazing. Like there's some absolutely outstanding action set pieces. And then when it all sort of comes together at the end, you know, he's also facing synthetic humans, like an army race of them. It feels a bit like Avatar. I'm not gonna lie, like, but not in like an cultural appropriation way. It very much is like he's got to use what he's learned on the planet to face off against these synths that have all the power and everything. It's really, really fucking cool. I think Elle Fanning's cool. She's great at it. But also, I can't remember the guy's name who plays the Predator. He's like, he did mocap and facial expressions for it, and he spoke the language to be the character. Just, he's so good. I really loved it. I want to see it again, to be quite honest. Full of action, just like, it's a great thing. Dan Trachtenberg, he's 3 for 3 with the Predator franchise. Give that man a blank check for anything he wants to do. You know, and I won't even say, this is not the movie. He said, I saw in an interview, he was like, well, I had we were throwing around ideas. What are we going to do for this thing? And he put a proposal out, and I was like, God damn it, why didn't y'all do that? Why y'all do that shit? He was like, well, what if the Predator wins? Like, well, how would if the Predator wins, we want him to face off against somebody where we're okay with them whooping up on some humans. And he was like, what if it was Predator versus Nazis? And I was like, you say less. You don't even have to. I don't even want to hear anything else. Just make. Oh, this Predator versus the Third Reich. Bet it's up. Let's go, man. I like take my money now. Y'all need to make that yesterday. And I think I said on Thread, I was like, make sure he got extra long black dreads. Make sure those dreads are like, like. Anyway, Predator Badlands is great. If you even halfway care about the Predator franchise, especially the Prey and Killer of Killers that just have come out in the last few years, get on it. This is good. This guy, he needs to make more and more and more Predator. I love it. So that was my. I have one more thing that I did nerdy this week.
That was your rant about the Predator.
Well, no, it's that Predator Badlands is great. Just all I'm saying. Go see it. So I have one more thing that I did nerdy this week, but I will talk about it later because we're gonna go straight to nerding on a budget. I've been talking about Big Bad Toy Store that I discovered, and I was like, oh, I'm getting some packages. I got them, but also I went out of town on last Sunday and checked a few Ross stores. As I mentioned before, Ross, I tend to find stuff there. Wasn't a great outing. I checked like 5 or 6 stores and only got a few things. I think I may have gotten 6 things out of the stores. I was gonna get a 7th thing out of another store, but the line was too damn long, and I had to like get on the road. So, but I wish I could have gotten it. It was a Funko Pop 5 pack that had different Captain Americas over the years. It'd have been so great, but it was just, I'm not kidding, there were like 40 people in line, and I'm like, I'm not standing in line for this. Like, I don't want it that much. Like, so maybe one day I'll find it again. Anyway, let's speed this along. This is a lot. I'm just telling y'all, buckle up. I got a lot of stuff, okay? Like, so much stuff.
Let's do this.
We're going to start with the Funko Pops. So I got like a bunch of these from Big Bad Toy Store. One of them I got from Ross though. So I got Loki Season 2 Sylvie. So I've got a few Loki Season 2 figures. So there's one. I also, and I don't know where I'm going to put all this stuff because this is a lot. I got Phastos from Eternals, which completes my Eternals. The only other thing I gotta get from Eternals, as far as I know, because I even got Arisham, I haven't got the Arisham figure. I think I gotta get whatever the name of the bad guy was. I gotta get him. But I got all of the actual Eternals. So I got that. I got Zank from Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. This completes my set of those that are not the monsters. So I got all the human or humanoid characters. Another Loki Season 2 figure, Victor Timely, which is actually a really cool looking figure. Really cool looking figure. One I know that you really care about, this must be super important to you, is Barry Allen in his prototype Flash suit from the Flash movie that everyone loved, especially me.
Well, it ain't Madam Web.
If they had Madam,
It's never gonna be
I ain't
Web.
gonna lie. If they had Madam Web pops, I would get them, but I've yet to see them. From What
Yeah.
If season 1, Gamora with Thanos' sword. So that's
Mm-hmm.
and also from What If season 1, I got Infinity Killmonger. So if you remember What If season 1, so that to go along with
That's a good one.
my Infinity Ultron back there. Um, so all of those, I think all of those figures I got for, I think maybe Zank was $4.50, but every other one was $4 or less, which is a good deal. Oh, and I also got I got from Ross. I got this for $5, a Boba Fett.
Ooh.
Yeah, the show wasn't that good, but you know I like the figure.
I like the show.
Don't get me started. We ain't gonna talk about it. Look, I just say I ain't like Boba Fett. It had potential, did not live
Well,
up to it.
you didn't like Madam Web, so
I mean,
what's there to talk
I
about?
know I got good taste. This is just a cute little figure I got for like, I think it was $3.50. What's his? I forget his name, but from Gremlins. But yeah, the other one.
not the Gizmo guy, the other one.
Yeah, when Gizmo is
The
replicated
evil
and
one.
turns evil. Yep.
Yeah.
So now I got some figures. We're gonna do the Star Wars ones. I got a bunch of Star Wars figures. Now these next two ones I got from Big Bad Toy Store for pretty cheap. I think $6 for one, and I think 5 or 4 or 5 for the other one. Anyway, if you watch The Mandalorian, yeah,
Oh.
it's Moff Gideon with the dark saber. Mind you, he's got the dark saber.
And the gun.
And well, you know, he is a Imperial officer. We also got from The Mandalorian, season 2, or is it season 1? Cobb Vanth. He was the sheriff that had what's it?
Boba
He had
Fett's
Boba Fett's
armor.
armor, exactly. Very cool.
I keep forgetting what his name is every time.
Yeah,
I only remember him like that guy that everyone knew.
Timothy Oliphant played the
Yeah.
character. Very cool, and I like that they did it because they, justified he also played like a lawman, like a Wild West, not Wild West, but a modern Western sort of lawman or whatever. From the Skeleton Crew show, Whim, and I actually have this was $6 for this one. From the Acolyte, $8 for this one. We get Yord before he got his hole stuck in him.
Well, if you really want to, you can customize him.
I could drill a hole in him. It would work. I mean,
yeah.
Also from Skeleton Crew, everyone's favorite Neil. Everyone loves Neil. And I actually saw somebody I follow.
Wait, it sounded like you didn't mean it.
No,
everyone actually likes him.
No.
It's not like
no, legitimately. Like there was only one character I liked a little bit more on that show, and that was KB. And I wish I could hopefully I can find KB at some point in the near future. Also from the Acolyte, got Master Indara, who of course played by what's her name? How can I say Carrie-Anne Moss?
Trinity Carrie-Anne Moss.
So we got the Star Wars out the way. I'm tell you, y'all buckle in. I told you this is a lot. I'm gonna do. I got one and only one DC figure. Oh, I'm sorry. I got my last Star Wars figure. I almost forgot. This I didn't even know what to think of it. I want to say this is $8. This is they call it the Holocom collection. This is Ezra Bridger.
Sears Storm.
Well, you see, he's blue because he's a hologram, the holocom figure. So you stand him on this thing, and it looks like he's talking, like a hologram.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
That's very, very cool. I don't know if
they found a way to get even more money from people without painting the figure.
You want to see this? It lights up. So literally, you put him on there and he glows. It's so dope.
Okay, you gotta take this one out of the box.
I might actually take this one out. Normally I wouldn't. I might actually take this one out. Okay.
You have to. You absolutely have to.
All right. So, all right, we got all of that. Ugh. Now, we're still going. One DC figure. I got this for, I want to say $3 on a sale at Big Bad Toy Store.
Ooh.
Dope. That Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not taking this out the box. I don't take my DC ones out the box, but I think it's really cool. All right. So now for what
You know they feel trapped in there.
Well, you know, they don't have to feel trapped because I don't want all dust on them. I don't want to have to dust those intricate little parts. What am I look like? I'm not a French maid. I'm not gonna do that.
You don't have to be French.
Yeah, but then I don't get to wear like the little outfit. So like, what's the point? So Marvel Legends. Here we go. I got a bunch. Like I want to say I got about 7 or 8, maybe even 10 now. I can't count right now. I'm too excited. So this is the only one I am going to take out the box because, for obvious reasons, it's in a box that I can't display. This is Talos from Secret Invasion. I'm going to take him out and sit him up there behind me, where you can sort of see. You can sort of see right there where all those other ones are. They're sitting down there. I'm gonna sit down there with them. Now, that was from Big Bad Toy Store. Now, Doctor Strange. This is astral projection form. Doctor Strange. That's why he's paler than usual, if you can tell.
It's not because he's British.
From Thor: Love and Thunder, King Valkyrie, with her. She's got the huge guns. She looks like she can jump out of this package and arm wrestle me to death.
Kick somebody else.
Yeah. Also, Multiverse of Madness, we got America Chavez. This is a build a figure for the Rentra character. She looks really cool.
Yeah.
From What If, and I really love this one. I'm definitely not taking this out. T'Challa Star-Lord, one of my favorite characters from the first season of What If. Like, I absolutely love
and
that
the head of the Watcher.
Yes. It's a build-a-figure for the Watcher.
Or just his face?
It's just, it's his head for the build-a-figure, which I'll probably never put together unless I can find other ones for cheap. From Multiverse of Madness, Master Mordo. He got a lot of stuff.
With a lot of hands.
Yeah. And again, build-a-figure for Rentra.
You gotta build that one.
If I can find if the caveat is I gotta find the toys for cheap. If I can't, they're just gonna be parts.
I'm telling you, you can assemble a Frankenstein Frankenstein monster. It's
entirely
Frankenstein
possible.
Figure with the head of the Watcher and the hands of someone else.
I suppose I could. I need to actually get a box together to put all the parts together. This is Heist Nebula from What If season. I like that they did. So these are two characters from the same episode. T'Challa and then Heist Nebula.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I like that one. Got only two more things. I promise we're gonna be done. So this one I found at Ross when I was traveling. This was $10. It's not a monster deal, but it's still pretty cheap. This is
so cool.
And this I gotta lean back. Again, not taking this out of the box, but it's a Iron Man Model 09. It's an old school. It's a throwback to the '90s ones. Look at those big boots, looking like looking like what's the name of that Astro Boy? Looking like Astro Boy right there. And final one, this one I found locally at one of the Rosses nearby. It's a 2-pack, and I was jealous that people up north in America got it. That's Psylocke and that's Wolverine, and you see they got different heads and everything like that. Dope. And this is the cover, I guess, that they mocked up for it to kind of be that '90s style. Dope. And this was $14. So I spent a lot of money, and I do not regret it. One day I'm gonna have to pay that money back, but today is not that day. Today I'm just happy I got a shit ton of stuff, and I'm gonna be putting up on the wall and putting some of these figures up. It's gonna be really cool. So yeah, nerding on a budget, and also there, as far as nerding on the budget is concerned, I'm so serious about like getting together people. Like I see, let's see if I can say the name without sounding weird. Snick Bamf Whip on Threads, T3 Collects. I keep seeing them, and they're out getting good deals, and I'm like, that's what I want to do too. That's what we do here. So like, I definitely want to kind of keep that rolling. So we're gonna make nerding on a budget a thing. I'm not an influencer, but if I can get somebody else that's got reach to like start saying it, we're gonna be there. So we're gonna keep up with all this stuff. Again, it is the Christmas season, so it is likely I'll find a lot more cool stuff in the next couple months, and I'm gonna share all that stuff with you guys then. So now that we've done that really long, that took like so long to do. We're gonna get into the show proper, where we talk about all the things in the news and superhero related. But of course, before we do all of that, we are going to talk about some comics. It's crazy, right? A superhero related podcast would talk about comic books, but we're going to do it. And as we do every week, with a little something we call, let's see if I can get it right. No. There we go. Polly has issues. This is where Polly talks about comic books. She is our resident comic book reader and aficionado, and basically knowledgeable, way more knowledgeable than me about comic books. So we get to hear her talk about the things that she's reading. Which is this week is quite a bit. But you know what, Polly? I'm gonna take your spot this week. Just for a moment. Gonna do that? Just for a moment. Just for the first one. Just for a moment. Let me.
It finally happened.
Mo has issues this week. That's because. For whatever reason, I think it's because Absolute Batman was really kind of like rattling around my head last week, and I was like, let me see what this up with this DC Universe Infinite. Because I think I feel like even you're a Marvel fan, but I think you're even thinking like maybe I should look at this DC stuff. And
I've been actually looking at it for quite some time, and I'm planning on like sitting down and reading the Absolute stuff because I love it.
Yeah, it's
what I've heard so far, and like.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
I do enjoy DC.
I've been loving seeing how enthusiastic people are about it, but I did not read Absolute Batman. Instead, I got sucked into Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is next year Supergirl is based on this comic book run by Tom King, Bilquis Evely, I think the same name is of the artist. And I just, it was free to read on the DC Universe Infinite app. I started reading it. And it's fucking amazing. This is god damn it, that's a good comic. I need to reread it the way it was intended to be read. I read it in the vertical one where they format it for scrolling. But even then, just a fucking amazing story. Like,
how long is it?
It's only 8 issues. Mm-hmm. And which on the app they break it up into 16 if you're doing the vertical one, but it's basically True Grit. Like if you've ever seen the movie True Grit, it's basically kind of like that, but like with Supergirl as the Rooster Cogburn character. So True Grit, so this guy kills this little girl's. I guess she'd probably be like 13 or so. Kills her dad. And she finds out about who this person is and vows to hunt him down. And basically hires Supergirl to help her. And Supergirl is on a planet with a red sun. So Supergirl's not super at the time, but eventually they cross the cosmos, essentially chasing this dude down, and in the process they run into different civilizations and cultures and people, and they have all these sort of adventures, and they're not all fun adventures. Some of them are quite bad, like in terms of what happens. and eventually they run into the guy and they have it out. And it's so interesting because this is a story that could go off the rails, or it could just be another paint by numbers story in the hands of a lesser writer, and especially in the hands of a lesser artist. Because let me tell you, this is an artist that has their own style, and they are in complete control of what's going on. There are a couple times I was like, "What's happening right here?" But I realized that's not because of the artist; it's because of the way they were formatting it for the vertical thing. So I said I want to read it again. But there's so much character to, how they present the various people in the story. Um, Very fluid and dynamic. I love the coloring. Furthermore, the coloring on this is outstanding. To whoever the colorist is, you did it. Because this story runs from the I don't real down to earth kind of sort of situations when Kara cannot fly. She's just a person. She's a strong person, but not just a person. To the absurdly cosmic, because we've seen Superman do absurdly cosmic things, and there's one sequence where she does something that is so absurdly cosmic, only a Kryptonian could do it. They even bring in a Kryptonian character that isn't referenced too much, but if you used to, that comes from Superman lore from like the 50s and 60s. And they're very essential to the story. And then there's all this stuff about a group of people that commit atrocities going across the cosmos, and then how do people deal with them, and what at the core, who is Supergirl? Why does she keep doing what she does? She's not Superman. She witnessed the death of everyone on her planet as a young girl. How did that shape her and what she does and who she is? And how is this little girl who wants revenge? How is her life shaped by interacting with Supergirl, basically a godlike entity that is trying to help her, but also to try to save her? It's just great. I don't want to say too much more. I just think it's one of the best comics I've read in a really, really, really long time. I'm glad that I looked into it, and I hope that the movie does this book justice. If it does, Supergirl's going to be Supergirl could be better than Superman. That's what I'm saying. This book is so good that if they do it justice, it could be better than Superman. So anyway, I encourage you guys to read this. It's free to read on DC Universe Infinite. If you have access to it at the library, it's probably free. So like, go hook it up. It's good. It's really, really good. So anyway, with that, I am going to hand this back over to Polly, because this is her segment. So here you go, Polly.
Well, you did inspire me for sure to read it, because sometimes I read something and it's so great that I feel like this is why I love comics. And I feel like this could be one of those books, because this was like Superman, All-Star Superman was like that, and that's what inspired the movie. And I feel like they're not going to go with the story that you're describing, because that's not how they do things. Right. But they probably going to get the inspiration from that, and that would be the best source material to actually prepare for the movie, which is great. I'm going to definitely check this out. But something that I read this week finally, and I think I mentioned it before, but I'm really glad I read it, because this is one of those things too, which when you read it, you think, this is why I love comics. And it's the power fantasy, of course. Of course, it's the power fantasy. If you know Kieran Gillen's work, if you have read like his X-Men and his The Wicked and the Divine, and maybe even Phonogram in some way, then this story would seem familiar, because it's kind of like all of those stories, all of those ideas and motives gathered together, put on a bigger scale, and kind of made relate to whatever's going on in the world today. Because the premise, of course, it's we have like six, I think six, yeah, major superpowers. And superpowers are not countries, but like regular people, not regular people, but people with superpowers that can potentially destroy the world. Of course, this happens in the world where there are other people with smaller scale superpowers, but the general idea is that these six people are sharing kind of the main decisions between themselves. Everyone else is afraid of them, painfully aware of them. It's kind of like the X-Men if the X-Men won, and were allowed to rule the world in a way. But it does tell several stories. It has a very specific structure where you don't get the whole background in one issue, or like even in several issues. You get this out of order. It's kind of like flashbacks, or not necessarily flashbacks. It's just put out of order with different timestamps. And of course, there is the current. There are the current events, the alternative history, all of that. Pretty great. It does have regarding the characters. It's you'd think that would be like really hard to relate to people with superpowers on that big a scale, but it's surprisingly easy because Gillen uses his favorite archetypes, which is like pretty much in a way the same kind of characters that you could see in The Wicked and the Divine.
Mm-hmm.
If you draw parallels, you can like pinpoint who is who. So yeah, he definitely used and I think he said it. I'm pretty sure he wrote it in like some notes, because every issue, if you read in single issues, every issue has a letter from one of the creators, and they describe how they came to the idea and how they worked on it and what they're trying to say. There's a lot of that, and if you read in trades, you're missing it, by the way. But I think that in one of these letters, he said that it does kind of come as something that grew out of The Wicked and the Divine. So if you like that one, you're gonna love this one. It's more mature, it's more serious. The problems are much, much larger. It's not just a bunch of people who are hanging out and like have 2 years to live, but it's the fates of the world. And yeah, it does feel like reading something about like modern day politics. Just instead of the countries, you have powerful people. This is a great book. I'm pretty sure that if you're probably gonna read one book this year, one comic book, this should be it. It's great.
Nice. Okay.
Or I could be wrong. There's a lot. There's plenty of other books that are worth reading, but this one is just so good. It's still coming out. You have like 2 trade paperbacks, and I think it's just 2 now. It's 12 issues. Amazing. I can't wait for it to fully come out, and I hope that nothing happens to it. I hope that it stays like they get to tell the story they telling, and they get to tell it fast enough so we wouldn't forget about this book. It's great. But yeah, of course, after that I got back to Marvel ongoings and to specifically Avengers, which is still on this on its arc about the Twilight Court and Kang and the Missing Moment. If you're familiar with these words, then you know what I'm talking about. But this issue in particular capitalizes on Marvel Zombies, and it seems like the previous and the current issue was supposed to be released along with the show, and kind of like happened that way, but I just read them a little bit later. So yeah, the Avengers fighting zombies, zombies from the remains of the battle world. Something's going on, very interesting. And meanwhile, by the way, the X-Men are covering for the Avengers. And it's very interesting, that every time this happens and like one team has to actually see what the other side lives like, they always like, how do they handle it? Like X-Men, they're overwhelmed by what Avengers have to deal with every day, and the Avengers are off world fighting fighting Kang, and meanwhile, whenever the Avengers get to experience whatever it is X-Men experience every day, they also get overwhelmed and like, how do you people get so much hate? Why? This is funny. Obviously, yeah, that's a really great book. Then Cloak and Dagger. This is a book that's a part of the Age of Revelation, and again, loving what's going on with that particular story. It's just kind of like seems like a detective story or something. The main point, I know, like I've heard people talk about that before, and then I went and checked it out, and the main point is pretty much that they took what the game mechanics forced the Marvel Rivals developers to do to Cloak and Dagger, and used it as a starting point for this story, which is a good idea again. People who are coming into the comics from the game, they would read it, they would see it and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's a great idea. But it didn't impress me like too much, the story itself, but not yet. But it does look good and it has potential.
Okay.
Another one is Emma Frost, the White Queen. I've been talking about that before, and this is the final issue, so the story is finished. We had like 5 issues dedicated to Emma. It's nothing special. It's just a story that happened, in between the events that we've seen before. So after by the end of the story, of course, every character that's involved, we know where they go, and we know where the Sage is going. We know, and she's still undercover in the Hellfire Club at that time. We know where Emma's going. We know that nothing's gonna threaten her position, and nothing's gonna happen to her. Nothing serious. But it's still a little and pretty fun, great piece of information about her and piece of her history. And it's fun to go back to those times when she was evil and a part of Hellfire Club. I miss those days. Honestly, like, we could use more Emma a lot, but there is another book in which she is present, and I'll talk about it later. Okay, the next one is X-Vengers. Again, Age of Revelation. Age of Revelation and the Avengers of that era. So the Avengers basically exist at that point. They are not. They're not outlaws in particular, but they are not on Revelation's side because it's part of the team, or actually the majority of the team, is mutated former Avengers like Ant-Man, like Black Widow. Hawkeye and Captain America is dead. Steve Rogers is dead, and Sam Wilson. I think Sam Wilson is the president at that point. And the Avengers are led by Danny Moonstar, and who's carrying, by the way, Cap's shield, and Cannonball, which is also fun. And that they friend Roberto, who is what's his name, Sunspot. He's working for Revelation, and like he's part of the Revelation's inner circle. So kind of contradiction between them, but the story is focusing on like what the Avengers are doing, and of course there is some kind of Avengers level threat. And probably, as far as I got so far, it seems like there is something going on that Revelation is hiding from everyone, but of course.
Surprise.
Yeah, he's the baddie of this one. Again, I'm loving what's happening with this event. I hope that it doesn't get overshadowed. I hope that it keeps going on like that. It's amazing. I'm enjoying it a lot. Another good thing that's happening is Ultimate Black Panther. Again, getting to the resolution, I guess. Starting to get to it. Beautiful art, beautiful story. Continuing to like everything that's going on. This particular issue is, well, probably more deals more with revealing what's going on and
Mm-hmm.
what's been happening. I'm not gonna go into detail because if you're reading it, it will just spoil it for you. But definitely, yeah, keep reading it. And Ultimate Spider-Man, you know, with Spider-Man, I feel like every time I pick up a new issue, it's like I missed something. Because they're jumping through events and like jumping through location, and I feel like, did I miss something? Maybe I did miss something in there. I don't know. Maybe something happened in Ultimate X-Men and I keep missing it, but it feels like it's a little bit jumpy. It's a good story. It has really good ideas, has really interesting takes on characters. Kind of like shows who's evil. And I feel like last week I said that the baddies don't necessarily have to be baddies in the Ultimate Universe, but I suspect they are. It kind of feels like
Yeah.
they're still gonna go with it. Okay, what you gonna do? There is the next book is, and I don't remember whether I talked about this before or not. I think I haven't. It's Laura Kinney Sabertooth. I read so far. I've read issues 1 and 2, and it's a great story. Again, it kind of feels like they releasing consistently good stories about Laura. This is obviously again Age of Revelation. The story is mostly, I would say, about showing how evil Doug actually is and how he's like turning into this dictator. And not surprising, he uses his words and his knowledge of the languages to manipulate people, and basically whatever it was that Apocalypse expected of him. I don't know what else Apocalypse expected of him. He was trying to pretty much do the same thing, but whatever was going on, that's it. And he's doing it the wrong way. The last book's probably my favorite. Iron and Frost, issue 1. Obviously, you know from the name that it's again Age of Revelation, and this is the story about Emma Frost and Tony Stark, and it's expanding on whatever was happening in Invincible Iron Man during the fall of Krakoa, which I loved absolutely. I think they have amazing chemistry, and I think that the writers should really get them together and stop playing around, with the future or pretend marriage or whatever. Just give them some time. I think it's something fun. It can and will come out of this if you get the good writer on it. It doesn't have to be the big problem like with Storm and T'Challa that you can't put them together, even though they're pretty much used in one and the same book right now. But yeah, this is a good story. The beginning is very dramatic, and definitely I'm gonna be reading this, and I recommend it to everyone who likes this stuff. So nice. These are all my issues.
Oh, you have so many issues. We just gotta.
I did a lot of reading this week, and like most of it went into the power fantasy, which again everyone should read.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be one of those. I'm like, let it finish, and then I'll binge it. I'm feeling that way with a lot. I have to be honest. I feel that way with a lot of comics because I'm not gonna keep up with a month to month thing. But like, because I get the desire to read comics like really sit and read comics very rarely, and when I do, I'm just like, I'm gonna spend a few hours here. So that's I'll roll through something. And I didn't say this in my other thing. I did read a couple issues of Ultimate Spider-Man, so I actually do want to get caught up on the Ultimate Universe before the end of the year, because then that's the end of my Marvel Comics Unlimited. I need to hurry up. So
I think I have it like till summer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I think I got it like at the end of the year. So, but we'll see. And actually, and that's something I want to talk about maybe in the future about digital comics platforms, the best ones where you can get digital comics. It's we should check that out. So either way, these are Polly's issues. So we are going to roll into our news. We had I think about it. We only had about 4 things to talk about today. It's very quick. Well, one of them we're gonna talk about someone's terrible take about comic book artists. We're gonna talk about an upcoming Marvel video game that maybe it needs some more work.
Is it coming?
Yeah, are we gonna get it? We're also gonna talk about submitting comic book movies for Oscars and for why. And then Jeremy Renner, does Jeremy Renner suck? It may possibly. Well, we gonna find out. There's
Question mark.
There's some stuff going down. There's some stuff going down that we just learned about in the last day. So yeah, and then we do have to cover viewer questions at the end. So see how quickly we can get through this. What are we at? We're 50 minutes in. I'm sure we can make it. So the first thing we're gonna talk about this is a segment that I like to have on the show, and it's what I like to call IKYFL, or if you know your internet lingo, I know you fucking lying, because I saw this. Dunking on random ass people on the internet, that's not really what I want to do on this show. But some things are so egregious that when I read them, I'm like, I know you fucking lying, because there's no way you have this terrible ass opinion. This opinion is horrible. It's so terrible that I thought about you immediately, and I was like, you are gonna have problems with what this person is saying. So here it is. This guy, Gianni Shamari. I'm gonna assume you're not much of a comic book reader, because he said this is my Mount Rushmore of comic book artists, and proceeds to list a list that belongs nowhere near the Mount Rushmore. I will give you this. Maybe one name on that list should be not on but like looking up at the base of Mount Rushmore, looking up, right? So this is his list, and it's ridiculous. This 4 people: Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, and Eric Larson. Basically, Image Comics. This person's criteria is apparently ridiculously large muscles, pouches all over the place, and no feet. Because ain't no way in hell. I already knew as soon as I saw Rob Liefeld, I was like, well, Polly is going to have some shit to say about this. Because this is an awful list. This is a terrible list. And by the way, I like Jim Lee. Jim Lee's cool. I like him. Todd McFarlane, look, I got shit that he designed. I got his toys, right? Rob Liefeld, Deadpool. Eric Larson has been Eric Larson's been
not an excuse.
But there's no fucking reason to have this as your Mount Rushmore. These people do not belong. Jim Lee would tell you that he doesn't belong on this Mount Rushmore. This shit is damn near disrespectful. I got more to say, but what the fuck? Like I said, I know you fucking lying about this. Polly, come on. What the what?
There is I saw this, and I scrolled down to find one particular command. Like, if Bill Sienkiewicz exists, those people definitely do not belong anywhere near the Mount Rushmore or whatever. And what is the Mount Rushmore like of comic book artists? Something, unless he means that it's like something created by people's.
Yeah. Well, you know what Mount Rushmore. You know the reference, right? So you understand. I
know the reference, but I also do know the story, the history behind it. So, in a way, he might be right, but not in a fun way.
It's oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it's just awful. Just a terrible.
I just don't think that he meant it as that, and he was that clever. No, I mean, no. Or she or they. Anyway, this person is absolutely wrong, because nobody who understands art, who has eyes, who knows art, or who opened a comic book would ever put Rob Liefeld anywhere near the I don't know, any competent artist at all, because this is ridiculous. He is incompetent. He can't draw. It's not that he can't draw feet. He can't draw anything. He can doodle. I don't know what the hell this person was thinking. And I literally I thought the first thing I thought, like, I can agree that some of these artists, they have like they influenced an era of comic book art and stuff like that. Yeah, they are all well, not all of them, but some of them are really worthy of honorable mention. But Rob Liefeld, I mean, come on, you gotta be kidding me. He's not even decent. He's not even half decent. He can't draw a human, a believable human. He doesn't look like a believable human.
Somebody posted that Captain America
again,
and that was like, that's automatic disqualification. God damn it, that's so
that is not going
awful.
Anywhere.
This is, like I said,
I love that people keep bringing up that it's drawing, and like I don't know how you can actually live with yourself after doing this, after exposing people to that. That is so bad. I personally don't own any comic books drawn by Rob Liefeld. I think that I still stand firmly on my point that he ruined New Mutants. He should have never been let anywhere near that. And his Deadpool, by the way, was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I do own some comics that he drew, but like I said, this list is ridiculous to the point of being disrespectful. It doesn't have Jack Kirby on it. Immediate disqualification. Everything you say after this, immediately disqualified. Because you don't have Jack Kirby. The King, you don't have King Kirby on there? Forget about it. I don't even want to hear anything else you got to say about this. You read comics at a certain time in your life, and you never looked further before or after. There are better artists that exist now. Far better artists. Hell, I'd have been okay if you put Joe Madureira on it, because at least his stylization is very specific. Todd Nauck, right? What's his name? Phil Hester. They're the Dodsons. Like, they,
yeah.
They all are. Look, Jim Lee.
Kevin Wada.
I will even say Jim Lee is not. He does not belong on this, but he's the best one out of that four. Like straight up. But like I said, he wouldn't even put himself up there. And we're not even talking about. You said Sienkiewicz. We're not talking about Joe Kubert. We're not talking about John Romita Sr. We're not talking about Steve Ditko. There are so many people, and there are so many people, right? That
even out of like modern artists, you can easily find 10 that are better than all of this.
Somebody said Mobius. You got John Cassidy. There's a ton of super talented artists. Hell, you may not like her, but Peach Momoko, she has a style. She has a cool style. That's what I'm saying. Like, look,
and by the way, a cool and unique style and design.
Yeah,
like her designs are amazing.
And also, this disregards non-American artists. This disregards there are French artists that are doing fucking amazing. There are Brazilian artists that, like, Brazilians actually right now are like all over the place in comic books, right? This disregards Korean and Japanese artists, right? Like, if you don't put Tezuka up there, the creator of Astro Boy, oh no, it's not real. The shit's not real. So, like, this is a ridiculous list. I get it. You like a particular time period and style and everything. That is not a real, and other people that were in.
It's not even the best style.
Even of that time period. But I'll tell you, other people that were in this thread that were posting theirs, and I was like, y'all ain't any better. Every single one of y'all that posted your Mount Rushmore and Kirby wasn't on it, wrong, disqualified.
to be fair, this is a very subjective thing. You can either consider what you personally like, and we obviously see that this person likes a particular style and not the best style in general, but you can, or you can list like the most influential ones, and if you do list the most influential ones, that would be like people like Kirby, maybe John Byrne, even though not the best person, but very famous artist.
Hell, you can even say even say Frank Miller. You can even, I mean, hell, if you don't like,
probably put him more in the writers.
Yeah,
like,
but
influential writer, but in influential artists, I wouldn't say.
Frank Quietly. There's
absolutely, yeah.
There's just
but then, if we're talking like about the artists you like, there are still better artists that you could like. Like I said, like Kevin Wada, Jamal Campbell, easily from today's like ones, and hundreds of other ones.
Yeah, you're right. It's subjective. This person likes what they like, and I'm like, I get it. But like, read another fucking comic book. That's all I'm saying. Read anything else.
That did not
come out in 1990, or you know what I'm saying. Read literally anything else. Hell, what's his name? Not Mark Brooks is another one. He's been in the game for a long time. He was doing that Disney animated series of Marvel characters. I mean, like, come on. That's all. Get out of here. Anyway. Wrong. That's all I'm trying to say. So we're
no. You know, even no matter how subjective this is, Rob Liefeld doesn't belong among artists. He is not one. He is not an artist. He's a doodler at best, and a hack.
I feel like his inker probably does a lot of work. Just works a lot
overtime.
Works a lot to fix the shit, but we'll see. Anyway.
Can you imagine, like, being his inker or his colorist it's the worst job in the world.
All right, so we've dunked on him enough.
King of backgrounds or no backgrounds. I just can't.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. So. Here's an unfortunate bit of news for those of you who are going to buy this when it came out. Not me. I wasn't going to do that. I don't buy brand new games. I'd have to play video games I already have. But I was interested in this because one of my favorite like nerds on the internet and creators and writers or whatever, Mark Bernardin, is one of the writers on this. So Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra, which we saw like the little leak trailer and everything a month ago. I was excited for this. You know, I wanted to see this game come out. It's going to be T'Challa's granddaddy and Steve Rogers back during World War II fighting Hydra. Cool. I'm with it. Beat the hell out of Nazis. I'm all right with that. But apparently it's gotten delayed. It was supposed to come out early. It had already been delayed, by the way. It's supposed to come out this year. Then it got delayed.
What, Nazis complained?
Oh yeah, probably. They're like, can you take some of this.
Can you not beat us now?
Can you? It's like you're not showing both sides of it. You need to be more even-handed about Nazism. So they
can't we just all coexist?
Yeah. Why you're saying it's okay to punch Nazis? I don't think so. I think that's not very. It's not very tolerant of you lefties.
My feelings are hurt about it.
But they delayed it to early of 2026. Now it's being delayed later into the year, or as I like to say it, indefinitely. Because I mean, look, early 2026. That's a nebulous ass phrase. That could be anywhere in the first 3 to 4 months. Late 2026 could damn well be December 31st of 2026. There's no date put on this, but it has been delayed. I'm unsurprised, to be perfectly honest. When's the last time you heard any real official news? Not that leaked trailer. Any actual official news that wasn't, we're delaying this. I don't remember. I hadn't heard anything. Not surprised by this at all. Am I disappointed? Not really, because I wasn't going to buy this shit when it first came out anyway, but I did want to see what it was about.
But now you will have to wait twice as long.
Yeah.
Before you could have waited till like Black Friday of 2026. Now you'll have to wait till Black Friday of 2027.
Maybe. I mean, the way, like, remember the last Marvel game that came out that wasn't Marvel Rivals? Didn't they discount it really quick? Was it Midnight Suns that came out and they discounted it really fast?
Which is unfortunate because the game was amazing.
Yeah, I keep hearing one day I'll play it.
But I definitely do recommend, instead of buying this game right away, you can buy that one on discount.
Or you could have gotten it for free. It was for free on Epic Game Store like a couple times. So
damn it.
Yeah, I've had
it. I bought it. I'm glad I supported it.
I supported it by getting it for free and not playing. Getting it for free and not playing it. So
that is not the kind of support the gaming industry needs.
One day
that is why they discontinued it,
One day I'll get around to it. Look, it's that or comic books.
No, it's a great game.
Pick one. But yeah, this has been delayed. This was a PlayStation exclusive, I believe. It was PlayStation and PC was going to be on. So they're pushing it back. I mean, I'm not too bothered by this, like, because I just don't follow games like this, but I do want to see this and see the story. So, if they got to take that long to get it right, cool. If they're delaying this because they're trying to sanitize it because of this snowflake ass right wingers can't help but see themselves as Hydra, fuck off. I don't think that's what's happening, but and the reason why I say that is because this is Skydance Media. You know who Skydance is? They're the ones that just bought Paramount. They just bought Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
And they're run by Larry Ellison's son. And Larry Ellison loves some Trump. So I'm not saying some bullshit is going on here, but I'm also not saying it. I don't know. But I guess we'll see sometime.
It would be happening.
We'll see sometime next year. Maybe they're waiting for the U.S. midterms to finish to decide whether or not to put the game out. Maybe it's going to be too black for whatever happens at the end of during next year's elections. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Or maybe on the contrary, I don't know. Maybe they'll rework it and the Nazis will be the good guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's anything is
and
possible.
That damn Black Panther would be the villain.
Yeah, it's anything's possible, It's why are we in this timeline? Anyway, we'll keep an eye on this game.
Blame Reed Richards.
Yeah, it's probably Reed's fault. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll let you guys know what is happening with it in the future. Next, something I was like, what the fuck's going on here? There are Oscar bids for Superman and Captain America. I saw this that they're like Warner Brothers Discovery is submitting David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult for Oscars.
No, that was for Golden Globes.
Was it Golden Globes? Okay, well I was
Golden Globes and consideration. So they're just
that's
nominating them for consideration.
Well, I was wrong, but I will still say what the fuck. Because they did the same for Captain America: Brave New World for Anthony Mackie, which hey, cool for Anthony Mackie. I love the guy. Harrison Ford, various people there for. So he said for a Golden Globe. So unfortunately, I said Oscar on here, and I'm going to stick with that because I do not want to change this title. But the point is that they submitted it. And I'm like, is this just a thing that every movie does? They just like, hey, consider us. And if I were on the committee, I'd be like, the fuck out of here! What? No, we're not we're not considering you. Do you know? I love Superman. I really, genuinely, sincerely love the movie. That's not even David Cornsweet. I loved him as Superman. He is not the best dramatic performance this year. He's not even in the top 5. So what? But I mean, I get it. You believe in your project. There's no way, absolutely not. There's no way that he gets considered for it. No. Why? But I mean, you guys show money, do what you want with it. And for Captain America: Brave New World, I don't even know what y'all thinking about. I
You
saw the
know,
movie. I saw the movie and I liked it, but fuck no. And I liked Anthony Mack in it. No, that y'all just wasting money at this point.
No, I disagree. You know, you gotta shoot your shot, you gotta try it. And Warner Brothers are not actually losing anything because either way, they still gonna get considered because they produce Sinners.
Yeah.
They so and this is I don't know. I don't know about like everyone. I don't know what other movies are they considering to be even in the running. I don't consider any other movies. I think that like everything that should be gotten by Sinners should be gotten by Sinners.
Yeah.
Everything from like best actor to the least known best actor. I don't know. Script, design, sound production, costume design. Maybe costume design probably will go to Wicked. I don't know. But everything that Sinners could get, they should get. And everything else, okay, like, but Superman unfortunately gets into the category that kind of interjects with my Sinners.
Yeah.
Sympathies, not sympathies, but like
Yeah, your allegiance.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes, that. Okay, yeah, I had a language block for a second. Anyway, so yeah, good for them. Put that out, try to make it happen. Whatever. You're not gonna get anything probably, but.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that they don't deserve recognition, and maybe like some smaller awards or some differently themed awards they can get. If there was specific category for movies like that, I think that yeah they would deserve it, or Fantastic Four again.
Yeah.
Hard pick. Also beautiful performances, and especially if you know the. Inspiration behind each of the stories well enough, then yeah, you can see truly how great those performances are, and those are not easy. These are not easy performances. Superman is probably one of the most difficult characters to portray on screen, in my opinion. It's like last year, well, not last year, a couple years ago, when everyone was talking like about why would they nominate Margot Robbie for Barbie. Again, in my opinion, much harder part than any dramatic part.
Right.
It's very hard to write a relatable and sympathetic character that is seemingly perfect or like super strong, something like that. And they did it. They pulled it off, and I think that should be recognized.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's that silly. You're just being mean.
I mean, I just think about their performances. As much as I love them, I'm like, this is. I mean, again, you believe in your cast and everything. I agree, and so I know what you're doing. You like you said, shoot your shot, but like, there's no chance. I just don't. I mean, I could be wrong. Superman's probably the David Cornsweet's.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right.
He's probably got the best chance out of all of them, and maybe Nicholas Hoult.
I think Nicholas Hoult, because this awards people or committees, they do really love it when the actor yells or cries. If the actor doesn't yell or cry, they probably don't have a chance to get.
I'm annoyed that they didn't put Eddie Gathegi up, because Mr. Terrific stole the fucking show. So that's just me personally. I'm just like, if you're gonna shoot your shot for Best Supporting Actor for Eddie Gathegi, because he's great.
Did he yell or cry? He didn't yell or cry.
No, he said, "I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific." That's
That was cool, but he didn't yell or cry.
True. Well, we'll see. We'll see if this goes anywhere. I was just like, what's happening? But okay, you know what? Have confidence in your people. Do your thing. Which takes us to. The less fun thing we're gonna
have done this thing.
The less fun thing we're gonna talk about today. The less fun thing. This came up yesterday. I read the article. I don't know how I digested this, but in fact, to make sure I'm on my game, let me pull this up so I can make sure I get the the names and everything right here. But Jeremy Renner might suck. I think that's the point we need to make here is Jeremy Renner, he might suck.
There is a strong possibility that he actually sucks.
Yeah, I mean, apparently this is not news or something like that. So Jeremy Renner, the article on the Daily Beast says, Hollywood star. Why couldn't you just say Jeremy Renner? Anyway, Hollywood star 54 accused of vile ICE threat against female movie maker 37.
Sounds like a crime.
This is very much a tabloidish sort of situation, but it does involve Jeremy Renner.
And its sources it uses Daily Mail as a source, which is an even worse tabloid.
It's a question.
It's a cesspool.
And this is all the woman in question accusing him of stuff, right? So we gotta take that as it is, but they're reporting on it. So the woman in question, and I'm gonna say her name wrong because it's Chinese and I don't know Chinese, so it's Yi Xiao, told the Daily Mail she was dating Renner last month. Also accused him of sending unsolicited pornographic images of himself in a series of Instagram posts on Monday. Now, so here's the context of this is, I guess they didn't know each other. He hit her up on social media and was like, hey, I'm Jeremy Renner and, maybe we can work together.
Here's my dick.
Well, that she says, he's like, hey, he started sending me stuff. And because that's the way you introduce yourself on the internet, you send dick pics.
That's how I know he's sincere.
Yeah. So, but they, they entered into a relationship. They started professional and personal and private. And in fact, I want to say he's a producer on two things that she worked, like a documentary and some other animated something. They were saying he's a producer and I guess she's a director or something like that. Filmmaker. But they were in a relationship and apparently she accused him of making threats to her, kind of like being violent, but not hitting her or anything, but like violent intimidation,
making threats.
Getting like drunk and throwing
aggressive
shit and scaring her, basically making her lock herself in her room. And like she had text messages that she shared that she had with other people, and it's just it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of accusation. That basically, she says she has receipts, and they're mainly just stuff from her phone. And he hasn't responded. Like a smart person, his PR people are like, yeah, don't fucking say anything, and he's like, I'm not saying anything, right?
Smarter than some people.
That's all we have to go on right now. Now, Jeremy Renner has more than a little. Well, first of all, apparently there's, not I want to say shady, but people are like, why are you dating these young ass girls from like years ago, right? I guess over the last, since he's been Marvel famous. But I mean, grown-ups can do whatever the fuck they want, so I ain't really bumped up against that, and I don't care to go into that because it's not really relevant to this. But there has been that stuff where people are like, what are you doing? Beyond that, he's gotten he's had a lot of goodwill because he's Hawkeye, right? Which is why the caption here says, damn it, Hawkeye. But he has that, and also he almost got killed last year because of was it last year or year before last? A snowplow.
That doesn't excuse any of that.
But he's got a lot of goodwill, so a lot of people are going to be like, I don't believe it, or what is this? Or other people are like, what, is this real? And now we're in this tricky little place, the same fucking tricky place we were when all that shit with Jonathan Majors went down.
Fortunately, we're not in the same place because we have Kate Bishop, and she didn't do anything wrong. She just wasn't sinners.
Yeah.
So we can actually, just Hawkeye died off screen if anything goes wrong.
The funny thing about this is,
when
I say tricky place, I mean, we're in the tricky place of, all right, there's a like the whole thing with Jonathan Majors to me was there was a lot of smoke, but the fire turned out to not be that big. You know, there was a whole lot of smoke going around, and he suffered for it. And underneath it all, I'm like, well, it kind of seems like it was a bad relationship, and he did some shit he shouldn't have done, and did some shit she shouldn't have done. Y'all shouldn't have been together. And he got canceled for what I consider to be a fairly good reason. But I also didn't think it was just like, oh, he's the worst person in the world. It was just like, nah, he's not good, but he's not like, you know, he's not Diddy. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing crazy shit, but he's also not doing smart things either. And so trying to walk that line of like, look, I don't know fucking everything. I don't actually know how much of that is on point, because he's saying that some, you know, not all of this shit is true. She said it is true. How am I supposed to believe? And at the end of the day, a jury was like, there's just enough here to say like, dude, you probably shouldn't have put your hands on this woman. You know, even if you were defending yourself or just kind of getting her off of you, you know, you did too much. So, but they didn't hit him up with anything huge, but it's just enough. So, and there's other shit indicating that maybe Jonathan Majors, you know, maybe he's not the sort of person you want to hook your wagon to. Okay, but you know, but he's also not, again, he's not Diddy. He's not like Cosby or whatever. He's just, you know, he's got to figure himself out, and maybe he can come back. And I think he did something that was bad, but wasn't so bad that you can't come back, because all sorts of other people like Robert Downey Jr. have done some shit, and they can come back. Okay.
Yeah, but he's white.
Well, you know, maybe we can turn the tide on that. You know, people can come back.
This day and age.
Jeremy Renner,
Good luck with that.
I think we're in the same spot with Jeremy Renner. First of all,
he's white.
Well, yeah, there's that. And you gotta also remember, he is a business. That's one thing that people gotta understand.
I mean, he's not a great business though.
No, he is. He's got.
I don't know if he disappears. Really, would anyone notice?
Yeah, Mayor of
Nobody's
Kingstown,
going to see his movies for him.
Mayor of Kingstown is a very popular show for Paramount. It's quite popular. He's got 3 seasons under his belt. They filmed the 3rd season after he recovered from all of that shit with the snowplow. They ended up, you know, they did the other season. He's still a very popular member of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? I'm not saying he's got like he's not like Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth, but he's quite popular. So he's a business, and so it's gonna take a hell of a lot more than this, I think, to undermine him. But this is enough to pump some brakes on the Hawkeye season 2, I think.
Again, doesn't have to be 2 Hawkeyes.
What if they call it like Girl Hawkeye? Hawkette. However you want to do it. Anyway, I've talked quite a bit. I'm just saying.
She-Hulk.
This is like reading through this, and people are starting to be like, "Why'd you wait so long?" And what's this and that? And I'm like, don't do that, y'all. Don't fucking sit there and do this. That Jeremy Renner is not your brother. He is not your cousin. He's not your dad.
He's not even paying your bills.
He doesn't know you. Don't fucking cape for this guy. I like Jeremy Renner as far as his out. I don't know him. I like his output. Don't cape for this person. Do like anybody else would. If this was just a regular ass person on the street, you would probably be like, man, that dude sucks, and you'd move on with your life. Do the same thing here. Like, don't cape for this guy. He's not Hawkeye. He's not Clint Barton, right? Don't do that. And also, don't assume that everything that's being said is true. Like, this is a he said, she said. You weren't there. I wasn't there. In general, we want to believe the accuser, but we also don't.
The only person who actually was there is probably the source close to the family from Daily Mail that they're probably gonna quote at some point.
Yeah,
They were there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the veracity of this. That's what I'm trying to say. Is I don't want to be like, oh, he's the worst, cancel him forever, and I also don't want to be like, he's a saint. He could never have done this. We don't fucking know. It's just, there's
So yeah, we don't know.
there's smoke here. We just don't know if it's a big fire or if it's a little ember. We don't know.
The screenshots, some of the screenshots that was shared on that with Daily Beast, kind of looked odd, but okay, doesn't matter. I would say one thing that this story is not impossible to believe. And really, yeah, we don't know him. We don't know what kind of person he is. We don't know what kind of person she is either, but it doesn't sound unlikely.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. So even if we don't like need to make a decision right away or anything, I think that in terms of Marvel, they should probably step away from his character, and they don't need him that bad.
He's not as far as I know. Is he supposed to be in Doomsday? I don't think so.
I don't think he is.
He's not in Doomsday. They have not done Hawkeye season 2. So the last time we saw him, was he in like one of the animated things? His voice was in one of the animated things. Okay. That's it. We don't Jeremy Renner could never be in another Marvel thing again. We'd be fine. Perfectly fine. So like I forgot to mention the vile ice threat. So basically he was just like, let me see if I can find the actual exchange, but something to the effect of saying, I'll call, let's see, let me see if I can find it. It says, she was saying, go to hell, all names are given, you're a pig. You use all the apps to send dick pics. No one said anything so far. Which, by the way, that's a lot of fucking texting in like a minute. It's like it was 11:17 a.m. to 11:18. That's a lot of texting. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, and
at least not sending dick pics.
Yeah, the response from him was, immigration will be notified of your, and she cut off and she wouldn't share more of what he was saying. So who knows what his entire thing was, but it seems like he's saying, I'm going to report you to immigration for whatever
something. Yeah, we don't know,
Which, I mean, he could have said your immigration will be notified of your slander, that you're slandering me like illegally or whatever it is, which is true. If that's true, immigration doesn't take kindly to people here that are here committing crimes. So I mean, it could, but also there's a trend like that here in America because ICE is out of fucking control, where people are like literally reporting people, like that whole thing in, was it Alabama or something, where this local politician reported and had the Hyundai plant raided, and they arrested some Korean workers who were there on their jobs from Hyundai to train people to work in the factory there, and now they're like, Hyundai's pulling out of, they're not investing in that part of the country anymore. Like, so this one woman's calling ICE literally fucked up the local economy for that, for that part of that state. That's why, like, this shit is real. So, and it would be some weird shit where American citizens, and white American citizens in particular, weaponizing ICE to intimidate, immigrants or people who are here on a visa. So this shit is, if that's real, now to me, there's a lot of shit in this that I'm like, you suck. If that's what he's on, he really fucking sucks. And I'm just like, nah, dude, like I can be like, I don't know the full extent of this, but like when you start pulling shit out like that, now you look super guilty, because now you're trying to bring in law enforcement that has nothing to do with this case to like silence or get rid of somebody, and that's some bullshit.
There are like maybe a few issues in which this would be justified, but in this case, I think if he knew about them before and didn't report them, that would be a problem for him. And the rest of the issues, whatever he's talking about, like, no, I don't. That is not a thing that any person should be saying. But of course, white people would.
Shit is wild. This shit is wild. But
that also sounded like we're not sure like who sent it, not necessarily he sent it. I don't know. There's like so much to question, and the story again is full of like plot holes, and reported by Daily Mail of all sources, like questionable, really questionable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna discard it, of course. We'll be like waiting and seeing what else comes out, but so far, and as far as I understood from the article, from the initial article list on Daily Beast, that she approached Daily Mail with this story, like of all the sources, like and again in America, like of all the information sources, like all the platforms, blogs or whatever, why would you ever go willingly to Daily Mail? They're racists.
You could have gone to TMZ. TMZ would have been like,
right?
Hell yeah, give this to us. So
and they would have spread it around faster than you could blink.
Yeah. So I'm not. Look, who knows? This is just
Daily Mail.
I'm gonna keep. I'm keeping an open mind about this. But I'm prepared to be like, well, fuck that guy then, I guess. Because
just don't see any situation in which you want to go to Daily Mail.
Yeah, I'm just like I said, that he ain't my cousin, my brother, my uncle. He's not, not my son. So I'm not really that invested in this. And he ain't doing. I'm not waiting for the Hawkeye movie. I don't give a damn. Like, okay, whatever. I guess we won't see him in the MCU. Is
anybody waiting for a Hawkeye movie?
Not really. I mean, if it's Kate Bishop, sure. So,
that's a whole other story. She wasn't seen her.
as far as I can tell, Haley Steinfeld's cool. So, let's keep it
that way. She
didn't
do anything wrong.
Let's keep it that way. This is that time. This is that part of the timeline where people start revealing themselves, and I'm like, God damn it! Can't one of y'all just be okay? Just be cool. So, anyway.
At least quiet. I don't know.
At least, I mean, if you're gonna be suck in private on your own time.
In the basement.
And to be fair to him, he was trying to suck on his own time and in his privacy. It's just he can't be doing that with these platforms. They're just if you're gonna be a terrible person, you have to do it analog. You can't be doing the shit digitally. Come on.
Wait, how are you supposed to like take a bunch of dick pics, print them, and slip them to people's mail?
Yeah. I'm just like anonymous.
Hoping that somebody would respond.
Anonymous. No, don't even take the pictures. You draw like just draw it. It's like, and then just a little disclaimer.
If you like what you see.
It's just got a little disclaimer. Image may not reflect reality.
Not actual size.
Not actual size. No, so do it or print it out dot matrix style. Just do like multiple, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway. I think
Xerox it.
Okay. Anyway, that's all of our news. That's all of our news for the day. Oh, thanks. Thank you guys for checking this out. That's all of our news. Maybe we forgot something. Maybe you agree with us, disagree with us. Yeah. Oh, well, we're gonna get to this, but maybe you agree with us, disagree with us, or you just want to say something nice, or you want to add on to that line of jokes that we just had. Whatever the case may be, you know what to do. Get down there to the the comment section, and leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, blurred_forest1 on Instagram and Threads, super_not_funny_show on TikTok. And while you're doing that, do me a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All the good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see this podcast and all of the other things that we do on Blurred Force 1. And of course, I couldn't do this by myself. Needed Polly to talk about all of the comic goodness and also how you can be an analog sex pest. So
Creep.
I think sex pest may be one of my favorite things that I've ever heard a British person say. I really enjoy that. So anyway, Polly, where can they reach you on social media?
Co_mixed on Threads, on what's it called, Instagram, Tumblr, and eventually on Twitch soon. I promise.
Yeah,
I will get there.
She's going to. I swear, if you go do Marvel Rivals, I think you'll get some people to show up and see what you got going on.
And teach me how to play the game properly, because how can they stop themselves from doing that?
So you guys definitely go check out Polly on all her social media. Show some love. And as she mentioned, we do in fact have we got some viewer question, just one this week. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yes. So, of course I did it wrong. Let's see if I can do it right. Okay, I did it wrong, but whatever. So we have Joe, aka Muscles in the Multiverse, who has a channel on YouTube. Go check him out. Has plenty of Marvel content, comics, and MCU stuff. And also,
he's one of the proudest members of the Anti-Read Club, too.
Yes, very much an anti-Read person, a Doom acolyte, and runs the Earth's Mightiest Nerds Discord. So all that good stuff. Anyway, Joe asks, if you could be any character in the MCU, who are you picking? Let me see if I. So let's find out. Who are you picking to be in the MCU?
What do you think?
I'm gonna say Storm.
Of course, technically she is in the MCU, and of course she would be my first pick. Always, like, who else?
Yeah,
I love Storm. I still have like this Storm statue.
I mean, she does. I mean, she does get to be a goddess. She elevates from being just a regular person to a mutant to actual god, which is wild work. I will say, very very wild, but very cool. So I mean, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. You're gonna
also
you have to dive
amazing powers.
Yeah,
amazing powers, and well, I hope she doesn't have to like date Wolverine there, because no. But she's a queen, a goddess. She has great powers. She has great friends. Not so great in terms of like having to deal with all the friends of humanity and all that. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Wow, God, this is a hard call for me. It'd have to be between two characters. You would think I would say Black Panther. It's not Black. I love Black Panther. It's not Black Panther.
Blade.
Not Blade either. Fight that poor guy. No. If I'm being honest, it's probably Spider-Man. I was thinking Captain America too, but it's probably Spider-Man puts, but it wouldn't probably. It might be Miles Morales rather than Peter Parker, because Peter Parker, that motherfucker goes through the ringer. I don't know if I have the emotional stability to deal with the bullshit he goes through. So I love him as a character, and I love Captain America as a character. I'm thinking Steve Rogers really, but it could be Sam Wilson too. Yeah, I do not.
Technically, Steve Rogers got to punch real Nazis. Like,
yeah, see, he's got all the bonuses. I would not love being a mutant in the MCU, or a mutant in any Marvel anything. That does not sound like a good experience, even if you have the coolest powers in the world. It just doesn't sound cool. Maybe the Watcher. Actually, the Watcher might be my guy. Just sit and watch TV all day. That's that. Here, watch all. What's
then Sometimes he just like when you yell at the TV, he sometimes shows up and
Yeah.
like yells at the people.
You know what? I changed my. In fact, forget about it. Don't want to be any superhero. I want to be the Watcher. I mean, I could binge watch all the best TV in the world, and sometimes as you say, and when I yell at the TV, the people actually hear me and start doing what I say. It's cool. Like, okay,
Yeah,
there
but
you
you
go.
will also have to like watch, Wolverine cleaning this like drain, or like literally some characters doing anything. I don't know.
I think
Have to
yeah.
see everything. You wouldn't be able to turn it off.
Well, I would be like, like in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where he says, "The suspense is killing me. I hope it lasts." That's the Watcher's entire existence is just, watching all of that stuff play out. What? I think I'm right. The Watcher. That's my guy. So, all right, Joe. Hope we answered that to your satisfaction. But you guys answered the question yourself. Who would you want to be in the MCU? That's a good question for everybody. So you guys let us know down in the comments section, or hit us up on social media. So all that being said, this has been episode 205 of the Supercast. Thanks for joining us on this episode. Come back next week. We're going to talk about plenty more comic book related stuff. We're going to probably talk about more straight up comics. I'm going to try to read something this week so I can talk about it just like Polly did. We'll see, but we'll talk about more of that comic book goodness next week. So until then, I've been Mo, your comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by my good friend Polly, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.